Hello everyone. In this video tutorial I will show you how to work on the phase number 4, which is the last phase of the group projects. Specifically discuss about risk management. Okay. So the main output of this process is risk management plan. It's a plan that documents the procedures for managing risks throughout the project. The project team should review project documents and understand the organizations and sponsor approaches to risks. So what we're gonna talk about is all about risks. The level of detail will vary with the needs of the project. So what is the content? What is in the content of risk management plan? I will also give you an example at the end of this presentation. You can find this. You can find this in the Blackboard. Okay. The first thing you need to do is to have a methodology, roles and responsibilities, budget and schedule, risk categories, risk probability and impact, stakeholder tolerance, tracking and risk documentation. Let me give you, I have a sample here from one of your team member from previous semester. Okay, in the risk management plan, as you can see, you have an introduction here in the heading. Okay, write briefly about your project and how you're gonna identify and quantify risks. Okay, the second item you need to have is risk management procedures. Okay, what is the methodology? Okay, remember in the PowerPoint we talk about the methodology. So how you address this methodology? For example, the project manager will ensure that risks are identified, analyzed and managed throughout the duration of the project. Risks will be identified as early as possible in the project so they can get fixed or corrected quickly. In the role of responsibility section, you may write a brief paragraph. For example, the project manager will also be the risk manager for the medical reference system project. The risk manager will be in charge of making sure that the steps of risk management plan are being followed correctly. The next item, if you see that, is called budget and schedule. Here, one of the group member that talks about budget and schedule estimate. The medical reference system team will have an emergency fund or budget or contingency fund that will be set aside in case things were gone wrong. Okay, so it's like a rainy day fund. Okay. Then you go to the next one, risk categories, right? So you go to risk categories, you put the risk category information, risk communication impact, right? And risk documentation. So this is the last part in the risk management plan. So take your time to write this risk management plan for your group project. The next one that I'm going to talk about is risk breakdown structure. Risk breakdown structure. A risk breakdown structure is a hierarchy of potential risk categories for a project. It's similar to work breakdown structure, but used to identify and categorize risks. It is useful tools to help many project managers consider potential risks in different categories. Okay. Here I give you example a risk breakdown structure based on business, technicals, organization, or project management. Normally, IT projects are categorized based on the uh, uh, based on the categories that I mentioned to you previously, like businesses, technicals, organizational, or project management. You can also categorize risks according to knowledge area. For example, by the scope, poor definition of scope or work packages. For example, scope is too narrow or scope is too large. Time, maybe the risk condition is error in estimating time or resource availabilities. Okay. Cost, maybe you have maybe we are prone to estimating error or inadequate productivity. Cost might change probably. So this is an example of risk breakdown structure according to the knowledge area. In the previous one is a risk breakdown structure based on the business, technical, organizational, and project management, which is the most common in the IT project. Okay, the last document that you may need to submit is called risk register. Uh, the main output of the risk identification process is a list of identified risks and other information needed to create a risk register. Okay, so the main output of risk identification process is a list of identified risks and other information needed to begin creating a risk register. So what is risk register? It's basically a document that contains the result of various risk management processes and that is often displayed in a table or spreadsheet format. It's also a tool for documenting potential risk event and related information. Risk event refer to specific or uncertain event that may occur to detriment or enhancement of the project. Here in the next slide, I'm going to show you what is normally consists in the risk register content. Identification number of each risk event, rank of risk, a rank for each risk event, the name of each risk event, a description of each risk event, the category under which each risk event falls, and the root cause of the risk. Here, on the next slide, I'm going to give you an example of a risk register. Perhaps for your group project, I would just suggest you do up to the category. You don't need to go to the detail to all of these things. Okay. Let me give you an example. Risk number R44, rank number 1. What is the risk? Risk is the new customer. What is the description? We have never done a project for this organization before and don't know too much about them. One of our company's strengths is to build good customer relationship, which often leads to further project with that customers. We might have trouble working with this customer because they are new to us. And the category, maybe you can put people risk. You may not, perhaps you can just stop up to these categories. Okay, you don't need to do all the root cause and triggers for your group project. So thank you. Hopefully this video is informational to you and helps you to work on the group project. Thank you.